Hi, folks. This is Mrs. Sid. Happy Friday. I'm sorry I can't be with you. One thing I've realized is that this is now the second Friday in a row that we have not done our fun facts. So do know that I am aware of that. We'll get back to fun facts hopefully next week so that we can continue to learn about our classmates. So today what I'm going to do is go through a couple of problems with you from, it says Tuesday continued. I think I meant Wednesday. I'm sorry about that. But we're going to go through these two problems, and then the rest of this is practice. So if you want some practice on some of this, if you're feeling like, oh, I'm just not getting it, if the homework was hard, these might be some good ones to take a look at. Do realize at the very, very end, so I'm scrolling, I have answers for you. So you can at least check work to see if you're right or wrong. Now, for some of you, this may be too much, and that's okay. Wherever you're at, these may be problems you want to put aside for right now and wait till before, say, our quiz and kind of dig these out again and work on them. You may want to practice with them now. It's kind of up to you. So I am going to do, like I said, these two problems, and we didn't get to them in the note sheet on Wednesday. So maybe the first thing I should do is cross out this Tuesday and say Wednesday. Okay, so the hardest part about these problems is really setting up the picture. Once we have the picture, it usually goes okay. So let's read it and see what's going on. So radio direction finders are set up at 2 points A and B, which are 2.5 miles apart on an east-west line. Okay, so just that first sentence actually gives me enough to start drawing. Now, this is when I would definitely be using pencil or erasable pen, because a lot of times I end up drawing things, erasing or moving it around. But for right now, it looks like we have 2 points. We have an A point and a B point. And then we know that this is 2.5 miles apart. Okay, so let's move on to sentence 2. From A, it is found that the bearing of a signal from a radio transmitter is north 37 degrees east. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the little compass, like the 4 corners of the compass, right at point A. And what this is telling me is that if I go north and then swing 37 degrees to the east, I should have a point, say here, that is the radio transmitter. So I do know that this angle is 37 degrees. Okay, so let's move on to that same sentence. It says, while the bearing from the same signal from B is north 53 degrees west. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to erase that line and extend it out a little bit. I'm going to put my little compass right at point B here. And I'm going to do a bearing of north and then 53 degrees west. So this angle here is the 53. And this is our radio transmitter. Okay, so it says find the distance of the transmitter from B. Okay, so we are actually looking for this distance here. Well, it doesn't look like we have a lot, but let's fill in some angles. So remember when I told you on Wednesday, the compass represents 90 degrees in each quadrant. So that 37, the angle on the other side of that line is going to be 90 minus 37. So you can do that in your head. I know some of you need a calculator. It is 53 degrees. Oh, Interesting. So if that's 53 degrees, wouldn't that mean that over here by angle B, that's 37 degrees? Okay, so let's find the angle over by the radio. If I take 53 and I add it to 37, I have 90. That means that this is a 90-degree angle. So we actually have a right triangle here. This is awesome. So because we have all of our angles, it really doesn't matter which angle we pick. We can pick the 53 degrees or we can pick the 37 degrees. So I'm just going to pick the 53, no rhyme or reason. What that tells me then is I want the side opposite and I have the hypotenuse. So I have to pull out my SOHCAHTOA and I have to think to myself, well, what is opposite and hypotenuse? Well, that's sine. So the sine of 53 degrees is going to equal x over 2.5. Think of this as a proportion. I'm going to cross multiply. So I get 2.5 times the sine of 53 equals x. Awesome. So this is what I can definitely take my calculator. Make sure you're in degree mode. I've already seen some homework come in from Wednesday and that I could see that people were not using degree mode. So let's see, I'm going to do sine of 53 times 2.5. It looks like I get 1.99, and I'm going to give you more decimals than you're used to. 1.9966. So it says round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So that's 2 decimal places. I feel like I'm just going to totally round that up because the 6 would round the 9 up to a 0, and it kind of just rounds all the way up to 2. So for us, this x is going to be 2 miles. By the way, if this had been 1.9936, I would have just kept it as 1.99 because the 3 wouldn't have rounded up. But just kind of how it played out, I think that rounds up to 2 miles. We were so lucky that this turned out to be a right triangle. That really helped our work. Okay, so that's one problem. Let me do the other one. So let's scroll down. Okay, let's read this. Rick runs 200 feet at a bearing of south 27 degrees west, while a zombie leaves the same place and staggers 175 feet away at a bearing of north 63 degrees west. Okay, and how far apart? All right, so I kind of get the idea. It looks like they have the same starting point, and they're both running away from the starting point. So I'm going to put the compass right on that point, and let's start to see what's going on. So Rick is running at a bearing of south, so south 27 degrees west. No, that's east. Uh-oh. All right, so south 27 degrees to the west. Okay, so there's Rick over there. All right, already I feel like I need to move this a little further over. Actually, I probably moved it a little too far up because I see the next bearing is going to be a north bearing. Oh, and I know that's 200 miles or 200 feet. Okay, so the next bearing is the zombie, and the zombie goes at a bearing of north 63 degrees to the west. So kind of eyeballing too far. So 63 degrees to the west, there's our zombie. And the zombie only went 175 feet. Right, I should put in our angles here so that we have something to work with. By the way, the question's really asking for this distance here. How far away are they? So we have 2 sides, but I bet you we have some stuff about the angles here. So let's take a look. So Rick did a bearing of south 27 degrees west. So that angle right there is 27. So let me find the angle inside. So 90 minus 27 is 63. So that means this is 63 right here. Oh, and the zombies bearing, this is 63 out here. So that means this inside angle is 27. And we know from our work here that 27 and 63, those are complementary angles. Nice throwback to geometry there. But they add up to 90 is basically what I'm saying. So we have right here a right angle. So we're dealing with another right triangle. Yay! This is awesome. So the fact that it's a right triangle, that opens up SOHCAHTOA and Pythagorean theorem. And considering we have two sides and we're trying to find the third, I'm thinking Pythagorean theorem is going to be the way to go. So 175 squared plus 200 squared, those are our two legs, will equal x squared. So let's do 175 squared. Let me see if I did that right on my calculator. Yes. That looks like 30,625. And then 200 squared is going to be 40,000, which kind of makes sense. All right, so if I add that to the 30,625, you get 70,625 equals x squared. So now I just need to take the square root of both sides. So I get 265.75 equals x. And it says to round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So I think we're pretty well rounded. By the way, the decimals after the 7.5 is 3/6. So that's why I didn't include it. This is, I should label feet. And then I'm going to box that answer. So I hope you can see that really the hard part is setting up those problems. And it helps to have a pen or a pencil so you can erase your work. What I will tell you, if those felt pretty good and you want to practice those, you may want to take a look at number 3. Notice that that's another how far apart are they. The little trick, though, is that it doesn't give us a distance straight away. Notice it says these two ships leave at noon, and it's asking how far are they at 8 p.m. So the ships have been traveling for 8 hours. So you kind of have to figure out based on their rate what sort of distance they've covered. So that makes it a little bit trickier. Number 4 is definitely one that will stretch your brain if you're looking for another one to sort of practice drawing these figures. Number 5 should look familiar. You've done solving triangles in homework. And then number 6 is a nice right triangle because it's a ladder against a house. So really, if you want to practice this bearing, I would really encourage you to look at problems 3 and 4 on these practice sheets. This is angle of depression, so that's also something nice to practice. All right, folks, I hope this helped in getting you some work with word problems. Your exit slip is 3 problems. I hope that you hand that in by 3 p.m. on Friday. That will be your attendance for the day. And then you do have homework. It's in the textbook, and I've posted those problems both on our Canvas page, like unit current page Canvas page, and then also it's in the assignment, so 2 places. If you need screenshots of the book, remember to email me at siddalik@nths.net. I can send you those. But I think for those of you that have reached out to get the screenshots of the book, I think the homework tonight uses the exact same pages. So All right, reach out if you need anything. I will be monitoring my email messages throughout the day, but probably won't be as timely as usual. I hope you have a great weekend. Please try to get outside this weekend. Take care of yourself. And I will see you, I believe, on Tuesday for a Trebian Day. Take care.